Hey guys, Jason Manhunter here. This is my first time creating a video, so I apologize for the lack of amazing effects and whatnot. A little about me: I am a day one global launch and free-to-play player, minus the cap starter pack. I decided to make this video series because I have not found much in the way of strategy guides for the 50 raid. I'll give my 2 cents about team comp, kill order, and why I would do the kill order for each node of each lane as laid out by Slaystation's map. So let's start with lane 1, node 1. And my team comp is generally Captain America, Yondu, Hawkeye, Quake, and Night Nurse. Everybody knows Night Nurse is an amazing healer. Captain America tosses out all those free ability energies. Hawkeye's great for dispels, and the blind is pretty good with some pretty good single target damage. Quake's slow is amazing, and she's got some good AoE as well. So here it is, lane 1, node 1. I wasn't really sure who to go after. This is my first time facing it, and I went after Star-Lord first because I didn't know anything about him. He scared the crap out of me. You know, all I knew was he did those John Travolta dance moves. But I would not recommend doing that. I would start off going after Gamora and slowing Star-Lord, Hulk, and Thor. Gamora's going to do more damage than Star-Lord, and you want to take out your highest attackers first. So I would go Gamora, Star-Lord, then Thor, then take out Hulk, and finish with Groot. I've noticed a lot of people like to try and take out the healers first, which in my opinion is a really bad thing to do, because if you allow them to heal up and make the fight go on longer, they don't do much damage. The tanks don't do much damage, the healers don't do much damage. So now we're moving on to node 2. So if you allow them to stay in the fight longer, you can get your ability energy back up for all your tunes, and they're not going to do much damage to you. So to me, it's way better to finish off with healers, especially Groot, because he does the death proof for the entire team, which makes the fight last even longer. So here I would start with either Nebula or the Ravager Boomer. Both of them do pretty good damage. The Boomer does a lot more AoE damage, but Nebula can also be a pain with the what do you call it, the ability that lets her attack when being attacked, whatever you call that. Anyways, once those two are down, really doesn't matter. You can go after Oracle or the Ravager tank guy. But again, nobody here is really doing much damage to you. So just take them out, build your ability energy back up. The one thing here is I didn't pay attention to the enemies remaining. There's a second wave. And it's important that you kind of pay attention to that, because I could have put out Yondu's minions and they would have lasted for 2 waves. Obviously go for Gamora first here. Then I would probably have gone, thinking back on it, for the Kree Noble first, and then any of the others after that, saving Groot for last. But yeah, Yondu's minions could have been doing more damage, and it was still going to build up back to 3 before the end of the fight anyways. Plus, if I had gotten one of his healers out, he could have been adding more heals to the fight the whole time as well, and keeping everybody at 100%. Which, if you can do that through every fight, you're going to make it to the end of the lane without any issues and be able to take out bosses and solo lanes really easily. So, moving on, we're going to go back into node 3 here in a second. And as you notice, unless you're getting into like boss fights, you really don't need to change up the team, especially in lane 1. Some of the other lanes, I'll put Crossbones in there on one of the early fights to build up his AoE to max before he gets to a boss node, and particularly the Nick Fury and Black Widow nodes, because those are a real pain in the butt. So here, just obviously the three you want to kill most are Yondu, Gamora, and Nebula. Nebula being the least of those, but you also don't want to waste your good dispel for Hawkeye on a Drax's initial taunt. So just attack him like normal, take him out. I only used it there because it took out 3 people's specials, but normally I would hold off on using it on Drax until he does his actual taunt, where he gets that right there, defense up and counter attack. Then obviously at that point you can clear all 3 of his spells at once, or all 3 of his buffs, and move on from there. I should have probably been attacking Yondu before some of these other guys. I let that whole lowest health person get the best of me. Now the one exception to the let the healers live is the Yondu minions, because they do attack for like 240% damage or something, which hurts a lot more than your normal healers. So kill them off as soon as it happens, like I did there. Moving on to node 4, the final node in this lane. If you want to, at this point obviously, after this fight, this lane merges with lane 2. So anything beyond node 4 here is going to be in the lane 2 video. But you can look at that and see the fights further down as they combine, and go from there. Alright, so here Gamora would be my top choice, then Yondu, and then even before Nebula I would definitely take out the Kree Reaper, because she hits hard. And you notice when you have a grouping like this, where you have 4 together, if you aim for the right person, you can slow all 4 of them with Quake's ability, and obviously that's a better option than going to, say Nebula, where you're only going to get 3 people. The more you can slow, obviously, the better it is. The more damage you can do without getting hurt as much. And this is pretty much it. It's all over. Yeah, the Noble's the least scary of anybody in this fight, so you can save her for last. And that's the end of lane 1. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to post it, or you can get in touch with me on Discord, and I'll leave my Discord in the comments. Y'all have a wonderful day.